Hey, hello, you wonderful and free spirits. This is Anton Bennink, and I would like to welcome you to this week where I decided to share some of the income earning strategies or our ways for wealth creation and financial independence that I've learned throughout my studies of Think and Grow Rich and Bob Proctor's You Were Born Rich and the science of getting rich, and Tony Robbins his money master the game, and unshakable, and the path, and a whole series or of like 8 or 10 books out of Robert Kiyosaki's his series. And there are several different steps that intertwine between the different income earning strategies from the different professionals that really know what they're talking about. Because that is the route to true success. Follow the people who really know what they're talking about. And that is exactly what I'm doing in my journey. And throughout this Freedom Lifestyle show, I publish and I share what I'm learning on my journey of personal discovery and development. And I decided this week to have some focus on wealth creation, on how do we become financially independent so that we are not reliant on one income stream. And if you are interested in learning more on improving your health, your wealth, and your relationships, like click on the subscribe button and join me in this freedom lifestyle experience, and let's create the freedom lifestyle for all of us. Thank you very much for being here. And today I wanted to talk about, as I've said in the last video on Monday, that we are throughout our schooling system almost taught to be working on other people's businesses. And the most essential lesson from Robert Kiyosaki, his rich dad, is to mind your own business. What does that mean? Well, perhaps you are working for an employer and you work to improve his or her business. But that shouldn't make you deny your business. And what is your business? Your business is your personal financial statement. Your personal financial statement decrees what are my incomes, what are my expenses, and what are my assets, and what are my liabilities. So, which comes and brings us to the question, what is our cash flow? Is our cash flow positive or negative? And minding our own business in essence means that, okay, perhaps we work for somebody else in somebody else's business throughout the day. But when we come home, we must make sure that we look at our personal finances as well. How do we create that financial independence for ourselves? Which can be done through several different strategies. But a really important takeaway from the legendary book from George S. Clason, The Richest Man in Babylon. And if you haven't read it, please go and purchase it today. It is a little book and you can finish it in a weekend, but it will blow your mind because these financial tips and tricks and these strategies for creating financial independence that worked 6,000 years ago in the ancient Babylonia still works today. So we must become aware. And the core message that is taught in this Richest Man in Babylon is part of all I earn is mine to keep. Say that sentence, that affirmation to yourself day in and day out. What does this mean? That perhaps you work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for somebody else, and you earn money. And in our daily lives, we spend that money on a roof over our head, our insurances, our food, our car, our enjoyable moments with friends and family in restaurants, etc., etc., etc. What this sentence means is part of all I earn is mine to keep is to take the first moment you get your paycheck apart and take it out for yourself before you start spending your money and giving it in essence to other people, to other businesses, to your landlord, to the supermarket. First take at least 10% of your income. So if you look at a week, you work Monday morning, Monday afternoon, Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, Friday morning and Friday afternoon. At least that is how a lot of work weeks are scheduled nowadays. Take, for example, the earnings from Monday morning, which is 1/10 of your earnings, or 10%, and put it aside for yourself and never spend it, except on places where you invest it for that amount of money to grow. So this accumulates exponentially, because when we start investing this 10% time and time again, we earn interest upon interest, and that is compounded growth. And Einstein taught us that compounding is the strongest force in the universe. So when we start investing our money for compounded interest, compounded growth, we set ourselves up for financial independence in the long run. Perhaps we want to create financial independence fast, but that happens through increasing our income. And it is very dependent upon the paradigm that we have surrounding money if increasing our income is gonna do us any good. Because what is a paradigm? A paradigm is a mental program that almost exclusively controls our habitual behavior. And almost all our behavior is habitual. And if we have a paradigm, if we have a mental program that has us spending more than we earn, we can earn more money, but it isn't going to bring us any progress, because we have a mental program that decrees that we spend more than we earn anyway. So if we earn more, we're going to get our spending up in the same rate. And if we have a mental program that states I spend everything I earn, then earning more isn't going to help us either. So we must first create a mental program, a paradigm that we spend less than we earn. AKA, use George S. Clason in The Richest Man is Babylon, the famous phrase, part of all I earn is mine to keep. And from that 10% minimum that we set aside for ourselves, we start minding our own business. We start to invest it. We start to purchase assets that create cash flow for us. And there's different kinds of assets. There's paper assets like stocks, bonds, there's commodities, there is real estate, there's cryptocurrencies, and they can all create cash flow for ourselves. But I always advise to first study that which you're interested in investing before you actually put your money there, because otherwise we might as well buy ourselves a lottery ticket or go to the casino, because if we don't know what we're doing, it is more like gambling than like investing. So that's what I mean with minding our own business. I truly believe that creating multiple sources of income is the road to financial independence. And the best way to do this is take this 10%, this part of all we earn that is ours to keep, and invest it into creating an asset or a business surrounding something that we are passionate about, and using that asset or business to purchase more assets that create passive cash flow. Passive cash flow doesn't just land into our bank account every month. Say, for example, somebody who rents a piece of rental real estate from us. But passive income is also taxed on the lowest rate, while ordinary income is often taxed between 30 and 60%, dependable upon the region in the world where you're at. Passive income sometimes is taxed at as little as 0%. And that is why I suggest we create assets so that we can purchase assets with that asset we created that creates more cash flow. And this is the same strategy that Robert Kiyosaki teaches. I would like to leave you with this. If you would like to figure out what you're truly passionate about, so what it's something that is a good area for you to create a business or an asset in, I have something for you. It's a free template that you can download on antonbennink.com, and it takes you step by step to finding your deepest desire and setting up the first steps that you need to take to realizing that desire into your life. If we can hold it in our head, we can hold it in our hand. Let us go after that what it is that we really want. Thank you very much for listening today. My friends, make it a lovely day. Don't forget to live with love and live with passion. Namaste.